This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Nope.
Y'all, just
Stop.
This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, October 4th. I'm here with my friends, Tori and Al. Good weekend, everybody?
Great weekend.
Great weekend. Crunchy leaves, aspens changing, fall is in the air.
I did stand up.
All right.
I did stand up in Iowa.
You could do a stand up on Tori's.
There we go. Yeah,
Little skit you just did there.
Reading off of a greeting card.
I kind of liked it. Brings it up on a Monday. All right. So last week, Katie Couric's new book made headlines. We talked all about it. But today, two other memoirs are jumping on the tell-all bandwagon. First up, a book by model and actress Emily Ratajkowski called My Body. In it, she says she was sexually assaulted by singer Robin Thicke while on the set of his 2013 music video Blurred Lines. Emily was one of the dancers, if you remember, in the video, and says, quote, "Suddenly, out of nowhere, I felt the coolness and foreignness of a stranger's hand cupping my bare breast from behind." Apparently, the female director saw the incident and called to stop filming, but Emily said she wanted to finish the shoot. And in case you guys didn't know, that's the edited version. There's a version where all the women are topless. Not that makes a difference. I'm just saying that's the way it was.
That's why she was topless.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, because I was kind of that question
A little
as well.
confused, right.
Yeah.
So all the women were topless on set.
Yeah, I also know Robin Thicke was having problems with addiction at this time, so I'm not excusing it, but I'm saying it could have been something he wasn't in his right mind. Here's the question for me is, should she have said it in a tell-all book, or should she have pressed charges? Or, does it matter how she says it, right? Does it matter that she said it later? I'm trying to wrestle with that as a woman. Did he go and do this to other people? Remember, he grabbed that other fan's butt in that picture that was caught in the mirror, which eventually led to his divorce. How much of a responsibility do you have when it's your story and you're the victim or the survivor?
And also, she was not Emily Ratajkowski when she did this video.
Very fair.
People are like, "Who's that girl from the Blurred Lines video?"
From this video.
And blew her
Huge.
up. So do you say something so the video doesn't come out? I get where you're going.
It's kind of blurred lines, no pun intended.
Yes.
Well, I think the question is, should that be a decision that you have to make, your career or your dignity? I don't think that she should have to make that decision at all. There's a lot of situations in locker rooms, behind stage. We've all worked in theater, movies, television for our whole careers. A lot of times you're half-dressed or something like that. That doesn't give somebody the right to come up and do that to you. And the fact that she has to sit there and make the decision on whether her personal dignity is worth her getting a few more million Twitter followers is a sad decision and an indictment. And we always say that whenever we cover a case where a young woman is assaulted and nothing happens, we always go, this is why people don't come forward. As popular as he was in 2013, if some model that is not Emily Ratajkowski yet comes out, they're like, just a bitter model, and that would be the end of her career, and we wouldn't talk about her. So that's probably why. Does
the director have any say in this as well? Does she face any blame? Or we've also, Al, you talked about being at those parties or doing something, maybe not to this extent, but I was in uncomfortable situations where I wasn't comfortable. I'm like, this guy runs this, or this person runs this.
That's it.
They're being rude. It doesn't even have to be groping. It could be being rude. It could be groping. It could be something else.
Right.
But listen, from what I need to do, I need to just put on a happy face and move forward. Maybe that's what she did. So can you retroactively go back to that moment and now perhaps press charges?
And at some point, there's a statute of limitations, but for me, it's your story. So I'm wrestling with the idea of you get to do with that story whatever you want. She's allowed to do it in a tell-all. I wouldn't have. That's me, though. That's not. I got to stop putting what I would have done on her story, if that makes sense.
But you're allowed to have feelings as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I do wish she had said something, but I also know her credibility.
That would have been the end of her career.
100%. 100%.
Very interesting, very interesting. All right, so the new memoir making the rounds involves Joan Collins, okay? This is the second one, who is sounding off about plastic surgery in Hollywood. So the Dynasty legend admits that she gossips about extensive plastic surgery she sees in Hollywood. And in her new memoir, she is naming names. Don't do it, Joan. First on the chopping block, the Kardashians.
Ooh.
Joan talks about Kris Jenner, and she says she doesn't want to be rude about her children, but says there's an awful lot of surgery there with bottoms and tiny waists.
She didn't want to be rude, though.
Yeah, right.
Way to bite your tongue. Joan is also spilling the tea on her Dynasty co-star Linda Evans, saying, quote, "Are you supposed to ignore somebody when they come in with tape on their eyelid?" Listen, I mean,
Joan Collins has had
some work done.
I was about to say, is
done.
this
Let's
a
just
glass houses situation?
Yeah, or the pot calling the kettle black. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's a little absurd, but that's who she is. She's a little socialite, Hollywood gossipy. But this, I don't know.
But come on. I mean, everyone knows the Kardashians had some work done.
Right.
Everyone knows if you have tape on your eylids, you got something done.
Right.
I mean, is this like breaking news?
And also, you've had something done, Jeff. You always say, you point the finger. There are 3 or 4 pointing back at you. I don't know if you count the thumb. But
it's not a digit.
No, it doesn't point at you.
Well, if you could, if it could kind of double back, that would be a weird.
You'd have a broken thumb.
That's true. But, so, like, I mean, is this like something with her where she's uncomfortable with all the work she's had done? Because it seems like a very strange subject to harp on and to like go on at your book. You figure she's had a long career. She could talk about anything but plastic surgery.
Yeah, but you talk Kardashians and you're selling. You're immediately selling. Like, in some respects, smart idea. She knows the most about surgery. She's been there the longest. She's going to rat on. People are going to buy it. That's actually not a terrible idea to sell books. I just think it's
Sell
like.
what? What are you selling?
People will touch and read all of this stupid celebrity stuff that you hate, the fluff. This is fluff, and people will eat it up like fluffy cotton candy.
And she's just trying to be relevant and get her name back out there. I mean, she's a legend. I don't mean to disrespect her, but sometimes old people just yell things from their yard. Is this, quote unquote, her yelling from her yard?
Is this get off my lawn?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little get off my lawny. I definitely got that.
No filter when you read it.
Especially when you do that. I don't want to say anything about their kids, but Leighton's head. Like you can't like that's like a typical thing people do and stand up there like, love Jeff, he's a great guy. And as soon as you hear that, you know an insult is coming.
Bad.
So like that, she just kind of played that. So
that was like Talladega Nights. He's like, I said it with all due respect.
Yeah.
I said, you can say whatever you want after you say that.
Trust circle.
All right. No more wedding bells for Orange is the new black actress Taryn Manning.
Oh.
She apparently called off her engagement to singer Anne Klein. According to an insider, Taryn only said yes to the proposal because her ex put her on the spot. Ooh, TMZ captured the proposal back in June when Anne popped the question during her concert. She hopped off the stage and got down on one knee. Taryn said yes and later told TMZ, it was the easiest yes I ever said.
Al, this is all
I've been saying this since the first day. All those Jumbotron proposals, everybody's like, that's so sweet. I was like, that is the most, you're kicking your relationship off with huge manipulation. You know the person can't say no. You know it'll be super awkward, so you know you're going to get a yes, and then you go, hey, you said yes, so that's binding. I think it's all
binding. That's not how you want to spend the rest of your life.
Yeah. But it is true. I never thought about the Jumbotron and the crowd. Do it. What are you going to say? I got to go to therapy and think.
No, you say, but what's wrong with it? You say yes, and then what do you mean binding?
I mean, it's gonna.
Sorry,
a lot of people
this
be
chain
like,
is gonna get tighter.
Some people will be like, I gave my word, and it was on TV, and it's been retweeted a million times.
No way.
You can
if you
get
don't
out of
feel
it?
comfortable, you say yes in the moment for sure.
Okay.
You just say that, and then afterwards you're like, listen, we need to talk. That was great, but no.
Right. When do you say it? Like leaving the stadium?
Like in the car?
In the Uber.
In the Uber.
You
on
know,
the way
like when
home.
you're scratching, you go, we got to talk.
That's
You're
when you just turn the radio down. Hey.
The windows go up.
Coming up on DBL, he's one of the toughest sharks in the business. Mark Cuban is here. You want to see what he has to say about my product pitch. And we're putting our pop culture knowledge to the test. You don't want to miss our new game called Fact or Fake News. Play along with us at home. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
and Doug.
Joan Collins actually says she's never had plastic surgery, nor have I ever seen any photos of her where she looks like she's had, like Linda Evans. So,
but there's the thing.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. But there is. It just
never looks like crazy like Linda Evans, where it's obvious.
Isn't there a difference between having?
She's had work.
There's a difference
Okay.
between having plastic surgery and having injections and fillers.
Yeah, there is a difference between those two, and one is, and both are fine. No one's judging anything. Joan Collins is saying that she has never said that she's openly had plastic surgery. But
Okay.
I don't know. He's talking to me.
Okay.
Her skin is amazing. If that's true, it's wonderful. No one's judging anything.
cool.
But there is a difference between. Look at.
Like, all right.
I know.
We have to be legal reasons. Okay, buddy.
Okay.
Bunch of photos of her where she looks
doesn't go in the sun.
whacked out like Linda Evans.
I'm saying crazy, but nothing.
We'll say it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We'll say it at the end of the show.
I think she looks. Anyway, fact or fake news?
Yeah, we're not hating. It's just
No, and you can do every.
You guys kind of went on about how much plastic surgery she's had, when I don't think if she has.
Yeah, we'll definitely say that.
Yeah. She maybe has, maybe hasn't. It's not obvious.
Right.
It's not obvious.
I thought it was obvious.
Yeah.
I thought it was obvious.
Maybe she hasn't. Maybe she said she hasn't, and that's why she's coming out with the book, because all these other people are, and she's like, well, this is what natural looks like. I'm just kind of speculating.
If I had money on my roulette table, I would put it all in that she has had some work. I have no idea.
And what's
I don't
work
care.
done?
That's what I'm saying.
If people are like,
Yes.
I didn't get any work done.
Right.
Well, I got Botox.
Right, injections.
But injections, fillers.
That's not work. That's not plastic surgery. But if you're getting fillers and lip injections, that's work. See? So
Yeah.
That's work.
welcome back to DBL. I love breaks here. I say that all the time. We all know you can't trust everything you read online. So today we're going to play fact or fake news.
I never get to play games. This is so exciting.
This is your last one.
Okay.
So I'm going to read a headline, then we're each going to decide if we think it's fact or obviously fake news. You ready?
Okay, prompter, get ready. Don't roll.
Okay, let's jump right in. Jerry Seinfeld apologizes for uncomfortable, subtle sexual aspects between a human and an insect in Bee Movie. So fact or fake news?
I didn't.
There's no way.
He for sure did it, and it happened yesterday, and it made everyone uncomfortable, including Jerry Seinfeld.
This is why nobody wants to play games with you.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but honestly, it sounds weird to say, but all of those kind of movies have a little bit of weird.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah,
I know, but didn't
Beauty
they
and the
say something
Beast?
about Aladdin and stuff?
All right, so two facts. I'm going fake news. The world has gone crazy. It's fact.
Oh.
Seinfeld told Jimmy Fallon that any romantic connection between the bee and human in the movie was unintentional. After watching it, he realized that, quote, this is really not appropriate for children.
All right, Jeff, this is what I always said about Beauty and the Beast. And everybody's like, it's so sweet. I'm like, it's bestiality. It is bestiality. And we're like, oh, it's cool. Like, stop it. It's a wild animal and a woman.
We have more questions.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We have
The
more
beast was hot.
questions.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. How about this one? Pope Francis endorses Matthew McConaughey for Texas governor. What do we think? Fact or fiction? I don't think he's got it.
I don't think the Pope is dealing with governorships.
Who knows McConaughey?
I think he knows, but I
Yes,
don't
he
think
does.
he's
He's
dealing
got
with
a lot of free
American
time.
politics.
I think the Pope cranks down some movies.
You think the Pope has free time? All right, I say fake news.
Okay, well, we all say fake news.
Okay.
Fake news. There you
Yes.
go.
That'd be a good endorsement to have, though.
Oh, wow.
They would from the Pope.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Maybe
Maybe he was running for president. The Pope was his VP.
Oh, my God. A
Yeah,
papal?
you can't not vote for that.
Well, you
the
couldn't
Lord-
because he's
the
not born
Lord-
in the United States.
Okay, let's
here we
get to
go.
the next
Tori
one.
has to nerd
West
up our
wants
fantasy.
to know why McDonald's ice cream machines are always broken.
I want to know that true.
I think that's fake news, but I think a lot of people ask that question, and I think somebody sued them.
Yeah, I think because
It's
they're
a-
doing it on purpose or something.
It's a thing. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
a
way to
thing.
lure people
We're getting
in.
into the technicality
fact.
and not playing the game.
Sorry.
What do we say? Fact, fake news with Al.
I say
it's
fake.
fake news, Al.
Yes.
Good job. There we go. Let's keep moving on. Let's
Kanye
go
ain't
through.
going to McDonald's.
Pete Davidson is removing all 70 of his tattoos. Wow, we've did this story.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
So
he
we-
is. I read that in an article about
All
it
right,
this
so we
week.
all say fact. We all say fact. It's a fact.
Yes.
Pete said it could take up to 2 years to
Dang.
complete. There's also a commercial about it.
Yeah,
He's in a
it's
commercial
well
as
known,
well. Okay, let's do one more fact or fake news. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry announced plans for new royal family.
I'm saying fake. They want to distance themselves from royal family. They don't want to have their
I
own.
mean,
What does the new royal family mean? But yeah, I
they're
don't.
I don't know. I'm going fake news. We all have fake news?
Yes.
Yes!
Oh, find out if it's true. It's fake news.
Yes,
You can't put
okay.
that in there.
Yes.
You can't put that in there. Okay.
Okay, yeah, they've been trying to distance themselves from like literally, here's my, title.
And they're going to start their own royal
They
family?
wouldn't want that attached to them. They like have lawyers to make sure that word is not attached to them. So
Who's going to make the crest?
Oh, man, I've always wanted a crest.
well, you can just do it.
Well, guess what? You get nothing
There's
because
Etsy.
Big Al is the winner.
I I know what's fact and I know what's real. That's why the people come here. They know.
Is that right?
I'm going to guide them. Yeah. Just follow me.
Any news for your followers? Any words of wisdom?
Tori always said that she wanted to play games and you did and you lost. So do you want to keep going with this? Or
I do.
You want to just,
Big news fact. I love games and I love paddles. Well done, whoever made these.
Okay, I think we should save that for DBL After Dark.
Tori will be back with us tomorrow playing a game.
Fake news.
Coming up on DBL. Our interview with billionaire business mogul Mark Cuban. Did he approve of my secret family recipe? You got to stick around to find out.
Ooh.
Hey everyone, today.
A viewer asked us if COVID-19 infections caused myocarditis in just young men and women. We took it to two doctors, an infectious diseases expert, Dr. William Schaffner at Vanderbilt University's School of Medicine, and a cardiologist from Kaiser Permanente Healthcare Systems, Dr. Sudeep Saha. To answer it, we started with, what is myocarditis?
Myocarditis, otherwise known as inflammation of the heart.
COVID infection can cause myocarditis.
Both of our experts agreed. One of the complications from COVID-19 infections is myocarditis. But as to who it affects,
it tends to affect younger adults and teenagers and males more than females.
I'm seeing it in adults too. I'm an adult cardiologist, and I'm seeing a fair number of patients in the hospital that have myocarditis as well due to COVID-19.
So yes, COVID-19 infections can cause inflammation of the heart. And while it tends to happen to younger people, our experts say they're seeing it in adult cases as well. Now, myocarditis hasn't just been seen in people infected with COVID-19. We've also seen it, unfortunately, as a rare side effect of getting the vaccine. To verify.
Welcome back to DBL. You think you got what it takes to swim with the sharks? Earlier, we talked with Mark Cuban about the new season of Shark Tank premiering this Friday. And I got a chance to pitch an idea of my own. Did we make a deal? That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
The billionaire space race is on. We've talked about it on the show. There's a lot of opinions out there. Are you going to be launching yourself into space soon, or do you think it's a waste of resources?
Well, one, I'm not going to be launching myself into space. I'm terrified of heights.
Oh.
Two, I've got an investment in a company called Relativity Space, which actually uses enormous multi-story high 3D printers to print rockets. And so I think it's a valid use of resources because we want to explore. You know, we want to see where we can go in the universe. And don't think of it as just now. Think of it 100 years from now. Where can we possibly be? Not only on other planets or the moon, but you also have to think relative to what might happen to Earth, because we're not treating it as nicely as we should. And so while some of these things might seem outrageous and self-indulgent, if you look at it purely from a science and a deep into the future perspective, I'm glad we're doing it.
Amen.
First of all, I'm a Trekkie, so I believe in space exploration, and I totally get you. But thank you, my friend. Live long and prosper. But I have a hard time with taxes, and I'm just going to ask you really straight up here. You've made headlines recently about them. We're going to ask you, why are some people so against paying their fair share of taxes, especially the ultra-rich in which you were a part of?
I don't think people, at least for me, I wrote a blog post years ago, and I've said it many times, that after military service, the most patriotic thing you can do is pay your taxes.
Exactly.
So I have no problem paying taxes. And, you know, you can raise my taxes more. Where I start to take a different stance is when you start taxing non-earned income, right? Because if you start taxing what's happening in the stock market, stocks go up and stocks go down, and it can create a lot of unintended consequences. But I think their current proposal is 39.5% for regular income. I'm fine with that all day long. Corporate income tax at 25 to 28%, I'm fine with that all day long. It's just when you get into non-earned income that I start to disagree with what's going on.
Cuban. It's good. It's a good answer.
No, I do want to say this because I think when you get to a person of your status, there is, you become a character, not like a person. But I worked in the NBA arena for 5 years. You were a man that behind the scenes talked to everyone, was so pleasant. So I just want to throw that out there because we always say terrible things about people. So I just want to throw that out. But so tell us about the new season of Shark Tank, which premieres Friday, October 8th. What was the craziest pitch you heard?
So many. But I'll tell you one that was just like incredible. There's a product that comes on that is going to be in every medicine cabinet within the next 5 to 10 years that it cures hiccup. It's crazy.
Hiccups?
Yes.
Like, imagine never having to deal with hiccup problems at all.
Oh my God.
Got all the science and all the research behind it. I'm not going to tell you who got the deal, but I was in the mix fighting.
How?
It was incredible.
Wow.
How do you?
My grandfather had the hiccups for a week.
It was like,
And did you try it, Mark?
It's crazy.
Did you try? Is it like a ghost in the bottle?
I mean, I didn't have the hiccups at the time. But no, I mean, no standing on your head, no holding your breath, no jumping up and down on one foot.
Whoa.
They had all the research and all the data there, and it worked.
That's brilliant.
And it cost $15. It is.
So, Mark, let's have some fun, okay? You ready? I have an elevator pitch for you. You probably never heard that before. You ready?
Go for it, Jeff.
All right.
Never.
Ketchup, mustard, salsa. What do they all have in common? Well, I'm going to tell you. They are delicious condiments that you can find anywhere, from grocery stores to stadiums, Mark. But what's missing? You talked about medicine cabinets. I'm going to tell you what's missing from the table. Big Jeff's Sardi Giardiniera.
Yes!
This mouth-watering symphony of pickled vegetables is one condiment you cannot live without, Mark. Once you try Sardi's Giardiniera, you'll understand why. You can put it on pasta, salads, hot dogs, sandwiches, even a Cuban. Giardiniera is a well-known staple in Chicago where over 1 million pounds are sold each year. But Mark, I want to take it national and make some money. So what do you say? How much you want to invest?
Why are you already selling it? You know, get out there and sell it, Jeff.
Mark,
why aren't you selling it?
Honestly, where do I start? Do I sell it at farmers markets? Do I do it online? Should I sell it through my social media? Where do I start? All of them?
All the above. You take the path of least resistance. You figure out a way to make some jars. You take them to a farmer's market. You make some that you can sell online through your social media or a website that you create, and you see what the response is. I can't tell you how many companies that have come on Shark Tank that started in farmers markets and have grown to 5, 10, 15, $25 million or more in sales. And that is such a great opportunity, Jeff. Just, can it in your house to get started. Make those 100 jars, take it to the farmer's market, and if you sell them, and look at that, and just come on DBL and just pitch like a madman.
Yes!
So, how much are we talking here, Mark?
So you're saying there's a chance?
We got a bad connection, Jeff. What did you say?
We got a hiccup. We got a hiccup. I got a cure for that.
Mark, thank you so much
buddy.
for chatting with us. We really appreciate you. To our viewers, do not forget to catch the new season of Shark Tank on ABC, premiering Friday, October 8th. Thank you, Mark. Good to see you.
Bye, Mark.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on. Take care.
Bye. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
It's so easy.
Deborah said she had seen several reports stating COVID-19 is the #1 cause of death for police officers this year, and she wants to know if it's true. So Deborah, let's verify. Is COVID-19 the leading cause of death for on-duty law enforcement officers in 2021? Our sources are Tony Whitmire, Chief of Police for the Lake City Police Department in Georgia, Chris Loftus, Director of Communications for Washington State Patrol, and 2 nonprofit organizations that track law enforcement line-of-duty deaths in the United States. Deaths tracked include correctional officers, military police, sheriff's deputies, and officers working in federal agencies with the authority to make an arrest. The Officer Down Memorial page considers COVID-19 the cause of death when it's determined an officer contracted the virus as a direct result of their duties. Police Chief Tony Whitmire said his department lost 2 out of a 16-officer department to COVID-19 within 5 weeks.
I've been in this business a little over 40 years, and I don't know that anything has affected law enforcement like this has. Just because the pandemic was here and folks were isolating and not going to work and all those kinds of things, didn't mean that we still didn't have calls to answer and people that needed help.
Eric Gunderson, a Washington State Patrol detective, lost his life to COVID-19 while he was traveling for work.
We cannot isolate ourselves. Our business is the people's business. Detective Gunderson's loss has just made it that much more real to us, because it's not just a statistic or a name on the news. It's a person we know.
As of September 29th, there have been 316 line-of-duty deaths in 2021. Of those deaths, nearly 2/3 have been linked to officers contracting COVID-19 while on duty. So we can verify this as true. COVID-19 has been the leading cause of death for an on-duty law enforcement officer in 2021. And the virus was also the leading cause of death for police officers in 2020. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Don't miss a day of DBL. Bold debates.
Enough!
Get real.
Hot celebs.
Happy 5th anniversary.
That just sounded weird, actually.
And all the laughs.
Okay, I'm done with this.
DBL is always all new every day.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments and some retractions, right?
Yeah, we do want to let you know, Joan Collins has said she has not tried plastic surgery.
And we alluded to the fact that she did.
She did, or looks like it. She says having tried Botox once, it was not for her. Instead, she focused on the best products and a full face of makeup and happiness.
I mean, that's not out.
But here's the question. If you get Botox, is that having work done?
That's it. Jure, our makeup guy, says it is.
It's subjective.
So it's out there.
It's a debate.
You're on blast, buddy. I will see you guys tomorrow.
It is.
It is.
It is.